Hi everyone, I'm back. It's Joanne again. I know I didn't expect to be back so soon, but there's been some news come out about the Friendly Geordies case and the producer Kristo that was arrested. Now, Xenophon Davis, are the people that have stated that they are actually defending them. It says New South Wales, they've released this. New South Wales State MP Helen Dalton has called on the state's police watchdog to investigate the arrest of Friendly Geordies producer Kristo. A special unit established to tackle extremists should not be arresting YouTube comedians. She says the implication for free speech and civil liberties are extremely disturbing. Now, Xenophon Davis has also, this is their Facebook page, they've stated, they've issued a few statements. So this is their statement on the arrest. Xenophon Davis will be acting for Kristo following his shocking arrest by New South Wales Police Counter-Terror Unit. These units were set up to stop lone wolf terrorists, not protect politicians from accountability. Kristo's arrest is a blatant abuse of power and an affront to free speech. It should concern all Australians. It is shocking to us to see these counter-terrorism powers now being used against investigative journalism and YouTube comedians, said Mr. Davis. Kristo's bail conditions are utterly extreme. He'll be in breach if he possesses an image or a caricature of the Deputy Premier, or if he comments upon the appearance or behaviour of the Deputy Premier. We are also aware that a warrant was issued in May for Jordan by the same police unit. Mr. Jordan may be in danger of imminent arrest. The timing of this police action is highly alarming. Just 1 week prior to Kristo's arrest, Mr. Barilaro launched defamation proceedings against Jordan Shanks, aka Friendly Geordies, for investigations his team had been conducting about Mr. Barilaro and publishing on YouTube. Xenophon Davis will be defending Jordan Shanks in the defamation proceedings brought to him by the Deputy Premier. So we watched that. We looked at that video yesterday. There's two things that really concern me in this. One, that a counter-terrorism unit is being used to protect politicians, and two, that they are aware that they believe that there's a warrant out for Jordan's arrest. To me, this is a blatant abuse of power. Now, this is on Reddit. So this says a media release. I've not actually found the original, so I can't. But this is what the media release says. Arrest of Friendly Geordies producer must be investigated by a police watchdog. New South Wales State member for Murray, Helen Dalton, says the state's police watchdog should investigate the arrest of Kristo, producer of YouTube commentator Friendly Geordies. A special counter-terrorism unit within the New South Wales Police arrested Mr. Lanka in his family home following a complaint from New South Wales Deputy Premier John Barilaro, The Guardian reports. Mr. Lanka was charged with 2 offences of stalk or intimidate, intending to cause fear or physical or mental harm. Women in New South Wales who have suffered domestic violence, stalking and intimidation, and will tell you how difficult it is to get their perpetrator charged and arrested, Ms. Dalton said. As far as I can see, the offence relates to Kristo twice approaching Mr. Barilaro in a public arena. There are many journalists across Australia who will be in trouble if this is grounds for arrest. The implications for free speech and civil liberties are extremely disturbing. A special unit established to tackle extremists should not be arresting a YouTube comedian. I've met Kristo several times. He's one of the least intimidating people you could meet. Having seen the footage of the arrest and the alleged incidents leading to the arrest, I believe this whole saga must be investigated by the Law Enforcement Conduct Commission. The Law Enforcement Conduct Commission is a state oversight body with the power to investigate complaints against New South Wales Police. Mrs. Dalton said that she's concerned about the abuse of power by the New South Wales government. I've received a lot of attention since introducing a bill for a public register revealing who owns New South Wales river water, Mrs. Dalton said. An anonymous National MP also reported me to the Parliamentary Ethics Commission on the day I introduced this bill to Parliament. The state's water police, the natural resource and access regulator, have visited my family farm several times. They've never found any breaches of the law, and they keep coming back. We've seen a number of police raids on journalists in Australia these past 2 years. Regardless of your political affiliations, we should be very disturbed when governments try and silence dissent. I agree. If we want reporters to report, on facts, then this is an exceptional use of abuse of power. I know that Ms. Dalton has collaborated with Friendly Geordies over the water issue, and there was a video. So there needs to be an investigation. This is an extreme abuse of power, in my opinion. And there are questions. And I hope sanity prevails. And this is unbelievable. This is really unbelievable. But they're stating that they believe the lawyers for Mr. Shanks, Jordan Shanks, believes that there's also a warrant for his arrest. So he must be like, that must be horrifying to be living with that over your head, knowing that every movement is going to be watched. I am going to post the link for the legal fund if you want to donate, because this is a case now of the media and the politicians going too far. At what point do we protect politicians? And don't forget, I mean, this is the thing. What does Jordan Shanks know that they're going to so much trouble to try and silence him, to be honest with you? Look at the Porter ABC case. The ABC went in with the truth defence. Most of their defence is redacted. It's under seal at the moment, and nobody can see it. They're going to court on the 5th of July, Porter's team, to try and get it permanently sealed, to try and get it so that nobody ever sees it. And you've got the other media outlets saying, well, it's public. We have to know what happened. And this is all going to be argued on the 5th of July. And then Porter, of course, settled. But what does he know? And that's really what this comes down to. The ABC, when they played the truth for Porter, they obviously went out all guns blazing. They put everything on the table, and it was, as I said, redacted. Nobody knows. I think I think the judge knows what was in there, and the 2 senior counsel. I think there's only like a very small amount of people that actually know what's actually there. But Kristo Porter's trying to get that so nobody ever sees, so that defence never sees the light of day. So imagine what's going to happen in a defamation case if Jordan Shanks pleads truth and starts putting in all the evidence of the truth. Because Mr. Barilaro would have to show that all of it's fake. I think it seems from the outside looking in that somebody's really scared and they're worried about what's going to come out. But don't start defamation cases if you don't want all your dirty laundry coming out, is what I say. That's my advice. That's my opinion. This is all my opinion. I am not a lawyer. I just have an interest in law and in politics, and I really hate politicians using abuse of power. And this is a classic case of abuse of power, in my opinion, and it angers me. It really angers me, riles me up. But I'd like to know what you think. What do you think about all of this? Do we should there be anything to fear? Should reporters be able to report what they know, investigate into allegations of corruption, report on it without fear of being sued, or without fear of arrest? Tell me what you think. And I'll keep you updated as we go along. Thanks.